It's creamy, milky, it's got lots of fruit in it, and it's a great way to use up stale bread. Hi everyone, it's Sally from the Friendly Food Club here, and today we're going to be making bread and butter pudding. It's really easy to make. It's really delicious dessert, so wash your hands and let's get cooking. So what you want to start with is a loaf of bread, and I've got a loaf of bread here that is about 4 days past its best before date, but actually it's perfect for making this pudding. So I need to take 8 or 10 slices, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to butter one side, then I'm going to put some marmalade or jam or anything like that you've got on the top of the slices of bread. I'm going to sandwich the bread together, and then I'm going to cut it into triangles. And then you can watch me as I layer it in the dish that's going to go in the oven, and I'm going to put it with the pointy bit of the triangle sticking up. Now that I've got my bread all ready in my dish, I'm going to mix up the wet ingredients. So a little handy tip here, how can you tell if your eggs are fresh? Well, supermarket eggs have got the dates on them, and that is the best before date. You can actually eat eggs after the best before date, but you don't want to be eating them when they've gone off. So if you pop your egg in a bowl of water and it sinks to the bottom and it lies horizontally on the bottom, it means your egg's really fresh. So they're good to eat. If you put your egg in a bowl of water and it sort of goes to the bottom but it sort of stands up a little bit, it means it's still good to eat, and it's fine to eat, but it's not the freshest egg. If you put your egg in the water and it floats to the very top, it means it's full of air and it's gone off, and you really shouldn't eat it. So guys, it looks like all our eggs are really perfect and really fresh, so we're going to go ahead and use them in our dish today. I'm going to use 350 millilitres of whole milk. You don't want skinny milk, you want it to be nice and rich. You can use half milk, half cream, it's whatever really is your preference. So I'm going to pour 350 ml of milk into my bowl, and I'm going to add half of my sugar, so I'm going to add 25 grams of sugar. Then I'm going to add 3 eggs. I'm going to mix that all together until it's nicely mixed in. What I'm doing now is I'm going to pour the wet mixture of my milk, eggs and sugar over the top of the bread in the dish, covering it as much as I can. Then I'm going to sprinkle over the sultanas and about 10 grams of candied peel. Just sort of sprinkle it all over, and then the rest of your sugar, your other 25 grams of sugar, just sprinkle that over the top. I'm going to leave the dish to one side for about 15 minutes or so to let all the liquid soak into the bread. Fast forward 15 minutes and all the liquid has now soaked into the bread, so it's ready to go into the oven. It needs to go in a hot oven, about 200 degrees or gas mark 4. Probably going to put it in there for 30 to 40 minutes, just keep an eye on it. You want it to be nice and golden brown on the top. So while your bread and butter pudding is cooking in the oven, I'm going to use up the rest of the loaf of bread, because while it's there we may as well use it, and I've got a couple of tips for things that you can make now and just keep in your freezer and get them out whenever you like. A great thing to do with bread that's just gone a bit over and is a bit hard, too hard for sandwiches, is to make croutons. And all you need to do is take a sharp knife. I'm just going to make them into cubes. I'm cutting the bread into cubes, and these are really scrummy with soup, crunchy on the top of soup, really nice crunchy in salads. So that's 2 slices of stale bread chopped into squares. You can put whatever kind of flavouring you like. I'm just going to put some oil in a bowl, about a tablespoon or so. And you can put whatever seasonings in there you want. So I'm going to put some salt, Salt and pepper is always a good one. You could spice it up with a bit of chili, if you like chili flakes, a few chili flakes, or some mixed herbs. You might just have all kinds of everything in these ones. A little bit of garlic, crushed garlic, or Cheats garlic's always nice too. Just gives a little bit of a zing. You don't want to eat loads of these, you just want them sort of as a topping. Pop all the squares of bread in there and then just mix it all around so the bread soaks up the oil and all the other lovely flavours that are in there. Tip them onto the tray, separate them out so they go nice and crispy and golden, and pop those in the oven for, I don't know, 10, 12, 15 minutes, depending on how high it is. Just check they don't burn. We'll have a look at those in a moment. The best way to use up bread like this bread was stale but not really hard, so I just popped it in the toaster to harden it up, and then I cooled it down. You don't want it to be warm. If you've got a food processor or a hand blender, you can pop it in there in big chunks and then blitz it up into breadcrumbs like this. If you haven't, just get a plain ordinary grater and toast up the bread and then use the grater So here we go. Here's our bread and butter pudding straight out the oven. It's hot, it smells absolutely fantastic, delicious. Can't wait to eat it with some nice cold cream or some ice cream. Please post your photos of your bread and butter puddings on our Facebook page so we can share them, the Friendly Food Club. Happy cooking, and we look forward to seeing you next time.